This is the Real Change Wilmington Podcast, episode 49, Smitty's Detail Shop and Schmidt's Automotive, with our guests today, Jacob Schmidt and Tyler Kuhbander.
We're just trying to show the community that you don't got to be scared going to an automotive shop. Come on in. Let us show you what we're about. Let our prices speak for themselves. Let our service, let our 5-star reputation show you that you have nothing to worry about.
What is going on, everyone? This is your host of the Real Change Wilmington Podcast, Dustin Pierce, joined with my co-host, Tiara Harris. Real Change is a positive, constructive, and lighthearted source of local news, events, and resources. On our podcast, we interview leaders of local organizations to help squash rumors and encourage a greater sense of pride in our community. Today, we have a really fun episode with Jacob and Tyler about their automotive/detailing business. Jacob is a very go-getter kind of guy, so this is going to be a very business-oriented type of podcast, which Tiara is excited about.
I am. I like these types of podcasts.
Yeah, but before we get into it, Tiara, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Dinner in the Fields that we went to last week, spectacular. I had a great time. If you haven't tried their new banana flavor, do that. I consumed so much milk that day.
Talking about Happy Cow's Creamery, getting the banana split flavor.
Yes.
Because Clinton County supposedly founded the banana split.
I think they cured my lactose intolerance, by the way. I was fine when I drank that milk, so...
If only they wouldn't cure your intolerance. Your general intolerance.
Oh
Yeah. Tira was hopping on the trampoline with the kids.
Yeah, I'm used to being around kids all the time. So as soon as I got on there, I felt like all of them started flocking on me.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
It was like a herd.
I got to tell on you about something.
What?
So apparently Jessica told me that you thought I was pre-gaming before the event because I had a can of
looked
liquid
like
death.
beer.
Okay, it was sparkling water.
No,
okay?
no. I know that. I saw it in the store and I was like, okay, it's water.
Yeah. Wow. Just wow.
It was funny. I didn't comment on it. I was like, you know what? This is a good
just
time.
Thought I was some raging alcoholic, I suppose.
I was like, this is a good time. He's having a good time.
I just like summer seltzers, okay? Just non-alcoholic seltzers. It's just a good time.
If you've ever seen a liquid death, anyone out there listening, it looks like an alcoholic
You're like,
beverage.
what is that? But it's just cool people water.
It is, yeah.
If you want to spend a little bit extra for
And
just
cool.
water.
Yeah.
So Dinner in the Fields was cool. I think the best thing about Dinner in the Fields was that Lumberton General Store was there and they debuted their new iced coffee.
Yes, I tried
which
some.
was very delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I do not drink coffee, but I don't miss an opportunity to be bougie every now and then.
Me too.
So I tried it. It was good. And they have these like brownies and cookie square things.
Yeah.
Did you try those?
I did with the ice cream.
They have those at Lumberton now.
Nice.
I hope they keep them there because they're so good.
They should.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part about talking to Jacob and Tyler?
I love listening to business podcasts. And I know some people probably think they're boring, but he definitely has a lot of grit and he's got a go-getter attitude. Both of them do.
Mm-hmm.
It was just nice to hear how passionate they both were about founding something in the community that is a convenience.
Yeah, and they definitely care a lot about their customers and the community. I think that's like super
They nailed
obvious throughout their whole talk is they care a lot about the customers. It's as business oriented as they are, like it's about the customer, which is really cool.
And that's hard to find.
Yeah.
Not around here. We're great at doing that around here. I'm saying in general.
Yeah, for sure. It's just nice to have. I liked his just general positive attitude. I think I related to his like just constant thinking of business things. Mm-hmm. And we talked to him before the podcast and he was pursuing one thing. We talked to him again at the podcast and he pursued something else.
Yes.
He was just constantly looking for opportunities and trying things and overcoming obstacles. So it's going to be a good time. Let's bring in Jacob and Tyler. Jacob and Tyler, welcome to the Real Change Wilmington Podcast.
Thank you. Appreciate you having us on.
Yeah, I say welcome, but you guys are hosting us today at your office. So thank you for hosting us.
Of course.
So before we get into the businesses, we like to just get to know you guys personally. Jacob, do you want to start with your story? And then we'll touch base on Tyler a little bit, and then we'll get into the whole organization.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm a business guy. I'm an entrepreneur. It's what I've always wanted to be ever since I was a little kid. I love money. I always knew I wanted to be my own boss. It was kind of the biggest thing. I didn't know when I was really, really young what I exactly wanted to do. And then I got older and I realized that it didn't really matter as long as it was business and as long as I was passionate about it. I did a bunch of different stuff. Almost everything you think of. I was in, middle school and I would sew gum out of my binder. I did iPhone repair. I was doing the jailbreak-in. I was really into technology when I was younger. So I was doing that a lot. And then I got to, 7th grade, 8th grade. And that's when it really changed for me, where I was like, okay, I want to get in the business. But before I took that big leap, I worked a numerous amount of jobs, enterprise and personal trainer for many years. And I did that. And then I did my own online coaching business. So eventually came to an opportunity when I had the position to buy Smitty's detail shop. I bought it out, turned it into what it is today. I got into real estate since then. So I do that, Smitty's. And then we just recently founded Schmidt's Automotive. So now we have a one-stop shop for literally all your automotive needs. We do maintenance and service and repair, tires, everything, as well as Smitty's. And we do it all within this one building. So it's a one-stop shop for everything with 5-star service.
It's a super nice building too.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wish we were in the front, I wish we were just front and center, but most of everyone knows where we're at and where we're located. So it's sizable, and I'm very grateful for what we have.
So I want to dig more into your story, but first, Tyler, let's hear your story and how you got connected.
The automotive industry is just kind of where I've been ever since I was a baby. I had a fascination for chrome wrenches, and when I was 3 years old, I would always go out with my father and steal his tools and watch him and bang him up against the wheels and get yelled at. But as I grew up at a young age, I just knew that something about engines, something about automotive cars and things that went fast just fascinated me. And I had passion for that. So at a young age, ever since I could pick up a wrench, I've been working on engines, cars, lawnmowers, anything that can make noise. I had a passion for that. Went to school for 2 years in the automotive industry, engine rebuilding and machinery. I did that for 2 years out of high school, finishing high school and trade school. And then I've just been in the automotive industry running shops ever since straight out of high school. Jake, 6 years ago, tried to get me to come work with him. We've known each other for going on about 8 years now. And honestly, it was more me, not him. And I wish I would have done it sooner, because it's probably been one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. And a career path. As a friend, Jake has honestly been the best friend out of anybody that I've ever had. He's most positive, upbeat, going for it. So we met, worked at a previous company, and he brought cars to me to get serviced. And that's where we really got started and just became friends in that industry. And 6 years later, I just said, hey, Jake, it's time. Let's become one, and let's create the best 5-star service in Highland County, Clinton County, all the surrounding counties, and bring nothing but the best.
Nice.
So that's how we got started.
And are you guys both from the area?
I'm from the outside of Wilmington. So I went to Clinton, Massey all my life, minus my junior year. But I'm 20 minutes away. I'm just right outside of Wilmington.
Okay. And you?
Highland County was where I was as a kid. Graduated from Miamisburg and moved back down here because it's a beautiful country, beautiful area.
Nice.
Yes.
So tell us how you got started with Schmitty's. So Schmitty's was an existing business before. Kind of tell us the history of it and then how you came to purchase it.
At the time, I was actually working for Verizon and Anytime Fitness. So I was a personal trainer and working for Verizon, selling phones and all that at the time, because Smitty's Detail Shop was the first business where I took my leap of faith, and I'm working for myself now. I was getting into real estate at the time. So I was learning real estate and I wanted to do real estate investing. So I had a bunch of realtors and that kind of thing. And I had a bunch of relationships with them. Well, one of them was a really good buddy of mine, Dustin Cochran. And he gave me a call one day when I was at work and goes, hey man, I know you do car detailing, because I did it on the side, just for some side money or whatever. And he's like, Smitty's Detail Shop, have you heard of it? And I'm like, no, never. And he's like, well, he's selling the business and it's a detail shop, does like basic detailing, interior, exterior, that kind of thing. Are you interested? And I said, yeah, absolutely. So then we talked about what we were going to do to get the business together originally. So we were going to kind of partner into it. Well, it ended up working out where I got the business in full myself. It just never worked out in the partnership between me and him. And that's kind of how I got into it. Smitty's was founded in 1997. So when I was born, the name kind of worked out. My last name's Schmidt. So I was called Smitty in high school. So Smitty's Detail Shop, it was just like, whoa, okay, that's a sign, right? So I bought out Smitty's Detail Shop in 2020, or it could have been 2019. I'm kind of bad with years. Or it could have even been 2018 now that I really think about it. But I bought it out, and ever since then, it's been great. So we have completely advanced in the detailing industry. Half of our business isn't even in Wilmington. Most of our customer base drives like an hour or two to get to us now due to our quality and the services that we provide. So we've been able to really expand into more than just the inside and outside. We do interior, exterior, paint correction, ceramic coating. That's what we specialize in. Window tint we're going to be offering here pretty soon. That's going to be a big deal. Wilmington is going to go nuts for that. So we're excited about that. And then as again, recently we opened up Schmidt's Automotive and we have the partnership there and we do everything.
I think I jumped too far ahead with my questions at first. You mentioned that you did some detailing before. I think when we talked last at Kava House, you said that you did detailing at your parents' driveway or something?
Yeah. So that's what I mean by like on the side,
Yeah.
right? So like I did detailing on the side. This is still when I was living with my parents.
Okay.
I did it out of the driveway, so grab the hose, grab the vacuum, grab the microfibers and just clean the car, make it as best as I can make it. And then, have the car picked up. So I kind of ran it like a business though. So I would do like the follow-up text and then I would send out what you're getting and the price. And so I kind of had, a little bit of experience into it from the get-go, but I'm very, very OCD and I'm germophobic. So that's kind of where the cleanliness side of me came from. So when my own cars, I take care of them and I kind of learned a little bit more about it. But since Smitty's, I've really, really advanced into the true meaning of detailing and like top to bottom, best of the best. It really is a high-end industry if you get into it like we are. There's kind of levels of it. There's basic out of the garage and out of the driveway. And then you get into like the really serious advanced type detailing, which is what we stand for.
Yeah. So like detailing, like you would find a brand new car in the lot kind of detailing?
Yeah, exactly. But even better. And even a percentage of our business are brand new cars that we get. They're right off the showroom floor. They come straight here because we do more than just make it look aesthetically pleasing. We're doing full sanitation services. We're doing full protection services, especially with the ceramic coating. That's huge because we're doing full paint correction. So we're really making that paint absolutely pure, getting all those defects out of there and spiderwebbing and marring and scratches. And so when you bring it right off the lot, it's going to have its most minimal defects. But you would be amazed with the amount of defects that come off a brand new car. It is insane. When we bring our lights into it and we look at it, we're looking for between a 95 to a 98 perfection rate, which the human eye is only going to see really up into about a 78%. We want to make it just perfect. Put that coating on there and make it last forever and keep the value of the car as high as possible.
We just painted our office and my dad came in and like was looking at it. He said, oh, there's some nicks over here, nicks over here. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know something.
Yeah, right.
He's like a very detailed person.
Exactly. That's it.
Fix it up a little bit more.
That's it.
Yeah.
For sure. So you got to have an eye for it. That's definitely for sure.
So you're also a passionate person. Like what's a defining moment of your life that helped made you who you are and defined your value?
I know the answer to that question right off the bat. Because I'll never forget it, and I'm going to know it for the rest of my life. This is really how I got started into wanting to be a true entrepreneur, and that is in 7th grade. And I remember the day. Obviously, I can't put a timestamp to it, but I know the day. I'm scrolling on Facebook, and you see these multi-million-dollar houses, just these beautiful houses. And this is back when like Facebook was big on memes, and there was this app called iFunny. You know exactly what I'm talking. Yeah, she's like, oh, I was just on iFunny this morning. so there was all these memes. And so these beautiful houses on Facebook, and people would say like, would you stop drinking soda to have this house? It's goofy. But what I looked at as I saw the house and I'm like, what kind of people own those houses? And it's millionaires and billionaires. And then I asked myself, how do millionaires and billionaires become millionaires and billionaires? And I realized that the same traits that those guys have, just the way that I was naturally. And that's just dedicated and committed to everything that you do. Giving up is just not an option. It's not an option. Being passionate about what you do and enjoying what you do. And I realized that all those same things that they utilize to make their businesses as successful as they are, which most of them are business-oriented millionaires and billionaires. But I realized that that's exactly who I was and exactly what I wanted to do. I've been surrounded by everyone in school where it's just college. And I didn't even know what college was until I was like in 10th grade. It just never snapped with me. It didn't make sense. Wait, so I'm going to go to school and I'm going to go to school more so I can get a job? What? I always had this mentality that if I wanted a degree, I would hire someone with a degree. I don't need to go to college for that. I knew that I wanted to be my own boss. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I want to do anything that makes me happy and makes money, and I want to be successful. And I enjoy that. There's nothing that anyone can call me with and say, hey, I got a business opportunity. And I'm like, nah. I love business. I recently just got a call about buying out a yoga studio. And like, I went and looked at it and, if the numbers and everything would have made sense, I would have got it. I'm into anything and everything business. So That's definitely where it was in 7th grade, looking at the Facebook memes. Maybe not as inspiring as you guys thought it was going to be, but that's what it was, man. So
was there any people in your life that are entrepreneurs or business owners?
none. Yeah, I had none. My family is very hardworking. I was raised very, very well. And I have no one in my life that's like lazy. No one in my family is business owners or entrepreneurs or anything like that. Everyone has their jobs and they're happy and they're hardworking, but none of them are business oriented. I did that on my own, but I always naturally just had that business mentality, naturally had that sales capability. And I put that all together and utilized what I feel like I was put on this world for.
Do you have any like inspirational podcasts that you listen to or books that you've really liked?
So books, I can barely even read, to be honest with you. I know. I've always been told to read books and books is what you need. But if I want something to do with a book, I will write one. I need to read. I know I need to. I see it. If anything, podcast here and there, but like very rarely. I mean, it has to be something I'm specifically looking up that I want to listen to about. There's Joe Rogan and there's some people on there that I have interest with, so I'll listen to it. I've always kind of been independent when it comes to that. I haven't really felt like I needed it, but it's not even about that or being, cocky about it. It's just the fact that I never felt that I needed it and just never did. If you got a book you want to send my way, I'll check it out.
Right track. Sounds like you're on the right track.
No, I'm open to it. It's just naturally it was never something I got into.
Remind me of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yes. Okay. So I do know that one.
Okay.
No, I haven't read the book from top to bottom, but I know exactly. The concept is amazing.
I wanted to ask. So you obviously have a lot of like sales experience. I didn't know you worked at Verizon, but I knew you were a personal trainer for a bit at Anytime Fitness.
Yeah.
Do you think that has helped you become a business owner, having that sales backgrounds?
It wasn't that I got these jobs to like learn sales or anything. It's just, I got it because I heard Verizon's at the time, I was younger, but the benefits of Verizon, and it was a cool job, and I was working with a buddy. And so it seemed kind of fun. It paid pretty well, but I didn't go to Verizon to really sell. I mean, if someone wants to buy a phone, they're coming in to buy a phone, there is a little bit of sales with it, but I didn't gain my experience in sales from any job. Matter of fact, the only job that I had that wanted you to learn sales, I totally disagreed with their philosophy of sales. Sales to me is my own thing. I agree, if you're going to sell, you don't sell. That's the thing is, when I worked for Anytime Fitness, I don't mind to call it out on the podcast, but, I worked there and they had this sales script. My boss at the time just straight up said, "Do you think you can sell?" And I said, 100% I could be your best salesman here to sell these memberships. And he's like, "I don't think you can." That's what he said. And I'm like, "Well, why is that?" And he's like, "Well, because you don't know our sales process, our sales script." I don't need your sales script. Your sales script is not going to work because it's scripted. You understand this? Like, I'm not going to take a paper, memorize it, ask you a bunch of robotic questions to get you to get in a zone to want to buy from me. That's not the way it is. You come in, let's build a relationship. Let's talk. What do you need? What are your needs? I'm not trying to convince you of something that you don't need. Let's talk. Let's see what you need and then go from there. And true sales is that. It's relationship building. It's being one-on-one with the person and being honest and being trustworthy and really giving the person what they need. And if they don't know what that is, help them understand. That's the true meaning of sales.
That's awesome. It's interesting because I feel like I obviously am a business owner too. I've always wanted to have a business, but I didn't have like the sales skills.
Yeah.
So like, I stumbled into jobs that like gave me those skills and that like unlocked my ability to be a business owner.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you always had the skills.
I utilize that in my business, but I never felt like I've ever been selling anybody. I don't feel like that. I just want to give people what they want and help them understand what they need. And then it's a win-win for everybody. You're not getting screwed or conned by me. And, and I earn your business because I'm trustworthy and honest with you on what we should do.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of salespeople get a bad rap for being kind of connies, even like cell phone sales and kind of like things that you've have sold.
Yeah.
Or like fitness training.
Yep.
But you seem to have like a higher standard for integrity. What does that come
Yes. Honestly, I really think it was from my dad. I have a younger brother and an older sister, and my dad really implemented honor into us. Like, we've always been taught honor as a kid. We've always been told to be honorable. That's his word. That's what he stands by. Like I told you before about loyalty, I live by loyalty. That's where honor comes from. I utilize the word loyal because I feel like loyalty means so much. It means trust and communication, integrity, love, commitment. It's more than just being faithful. It's my father. He implemented us to be honorable kids, and that's 100% where that came from.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Good man.
Very good man. Yeah.
So we kind of didn't get into all the details of Schmitty's yet. So you said it was founded in 1997.
Yeah.
And it was doing detailing before, but you took it to the next level.
Yes.
And you purchased the business right before COVID, right?
Yeah,
like the
man.
first month of business was like
No,
COVID.
2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Not even a full month.
I know, man. I know. So I bought it out and I'm like, oh, excited. Like, yeah, let's do it. I'm so excited to get these customers taken care of. And then breaking news, COVID-19 is now just right on the dot. So it was a big, big struggle, and we had to work away because I put every penny I had into getting that business at the time because this, like I said, this was my first step, and I'm in it, and I got it, and then bang, right? And everyone was really scared of it at the time too because it was promoted as a very scary thing. I bought it out in whatever year that would have been of COVID. 2 weeks before it is when I took over. I think it was February. But, we had that struggle for a good while. And, the nice thing was I had to figure out a way because, no income in the business would have really depleted us because I went into the business with very little money. And luckily, I got with an attorney and, guys that kind of know the legal loopholes and stuff like, hey, what can we do? Well, one, I had a contract with a funeral home, which was able to make us a few bucks where we had to for sanitation purposes. Bang, sanitation. We were able to figure out a way to be able to continue these vehicles by being able to detail the interior of them by sanitation purpose because our sanitation process killed COVID. We had to get masked up and we had to really make sure that we were in the right spot and protected from it. And luckily, we never got COVID while working here during COVID. We played our cards right, but we would make sure everything was sanitized and clean. We were still able to keep business going until it really grew after COVID went away, which took for freaking ever. But yeah, we made it through.
That's a big challenge, a big pivot, but
yeah, it really was, especially being as excited as I was. And it's really kind of hard to start marketing, detailing, and then bang, that happens. And then finances went crazy for everybody. And there was a lack of everything in the stores. You couldn't find anything. And it was really hard to call and try to get customers in the door and market because no one wants to do that right now. No one's got the money for it. But again, the sanitation was really able to help people because everyone was scared about it, and kind of worried. Everyone's got hand sanitizer everywhere. So we were able to make it through with our sanitation services.
Did you say before the podcast that during that time is when you started a nonprofit or something?
Yeah, so I started Riders Mission and that has now been closed. We weren't able to get enough donations. We barely got any at all. And I was self-funding it the whole time. So I had to self-fund it that full year. What Riders Mission was founded for is during COVID, it was really, really tough to get baby formula and baby supplies. That killed me, especially because, my sister had my baby nephew, Ryder, and he meant everything to me. So I don't have a kid of my own, but I tell you what, he was everything to me. And when I would hear that, Jess was having a hard time finding Ryder diapers, it killed me and it hit me. I'm like, I got to go find diapers. I don't care how many stores I got to go to. So I found them, but I'm like, this is a serious problem. And I need to do something about it. And I founded Riders Mission. It was a nonprofit organization where we would provide baby supplies between the ages of 0 to 3 to anybody that needed them. We were able to help multiple families. And like I told you, I knew it was going to be tough. I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know how people were going to feel. But I told myself if I could help one family, it'd be worth it. And we helped numerous families. And so it was worth it. It's just unfortunately, we weren't able to keep up with it. So we have different resources of organizations that kind of do something similar to what we did. So we gave our supplies there, but we weren't able to keep up with it because I had to self-fund it for that full year. But we were able to help, and that meant everything. So
I know that for you, persistence and keep going is a core value.
Yeah, man.
So
100.
It must have killed you to let that go, I assume.
It did. Oh yeah. It kills me just even talking about it, right? It's taken me a while to actually really accept that because I had to close it closer to the beginning of this year. You're 100% right. That's the first thing I feel like I failed. That's how I feel on the inside. But then I have to remind myself that is the wrong perspective. I helped many people. We made a difference. And that's what allows me to accept it.
All right. So let's slow down a little bit and talk about something personal. So what are your hobbies outside of growing a business?
When I really think about it, I don't feel like I do a ton, but some real things that I love to do is, of course there's business. I'm always working on business, whether I'm here or whether I'm out lifting. That's a big part of my life. You got to stay healthy. I love the shop, not like a woman, like shopping, you know, but like I love going out. I want to get out. So when I'm not here, I want to get out. I love to go to restaurants. Dude, I love food. I love food. I mean, I want to eat at every single restaurant this world has to offer. I just want to go around the world and eat everywhere and see what the best of the best is. So restaurants for sure. And guitar, I play the guitar. I've been playing ever since I was a kid. I used to perform at weddings and stuff like that. Don't do that anymore, but it's a nice little hobby and the girlfriend loves it. You know, it puts her to sleep.
Nice. Have you written any love songs yet?
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, you're going to get me in trouble now. I haven't written an exact song for her yet, but I played Can't Help Falling in Love with You on the guitar by Elvis Presley, which is basically the same thing. And it's so beautiful that I did.
So you said you don't shop like a woman. Like, how do you shop then?
Well, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, girls are like, let's go shopping. You know, like, I'm not like that, but like, I love.
Is that how you do it?
But I mean, no, I like going to malls, man. I like just like getting out.
Sure.
You know, I don't want to stay indoors. Like, I want to go out and do stuff and not like club and nightlife or anything, but I love my evenings. I want to go out. Let's go to the mall. Let's go find some stuff. Recently found TJ Maxx. My girlfriend introduced me to that. I love TJ Maxx.
Been around for a while.
That's great. I know, but I never went there and I love it now. You know, it's awesome. So just hanging out with the girlfriend.
What's your favorite restaurant these days that you found?
I'll tell you what, man, Cheesecake Factory is the king of all restaurants.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That's a fact.
You usually order there.
If you guys have not got their appetizer, factory nachos, add spicy chicken, of course.
Okay.
Winner. Absolute winner. So you got to get, dude, it's a huge plate and it's amazing. It's so delicious. Best nachos you'll ever have. I'll get that. I'll get the Americana burger, no onion and fries. And then I'll get my mango key lime cheesecake. Man, I know like the back of my hand. I walk in and they're like, usual. Yeah.
Gotta treat yourself sometimes.
Yeah, I know. And I got to get into the gym to work it off.
It's motivation.
It is motivation. You know, but I'm basically staying the same with how much I consume and then have to work it out.
We have talked about your hobbies. We have talked about the beginning of Schmitty's, and we haven't got into really Schmidt's yet.
So Tyler is my general manager for Schmidt's Automotive. I've been trying to get into business with him forever. Listen, I am not the car repair guy. I'm not a mechanic. I don't even change my own oil. I'm probably going to get made fun of for that. I'm not that guy. I'm the detail guy, but Tyler runs everything in Schmidt's, and he has 100% been the best asset I've ever gained in business, more than just a friendship and a relationship. But I've been trying to work with him for years to get him in here, and we opened up May 1st, and it's been amazing. We're just trying to show the community that you don't got to be scared going to an automotive shop. Come on in. Let us show you what we're about. Let our prices speak for themselves. Let our service, let our 5-star reputation show you that you have nothing to worry about. And we have this nice lobby area now, and there's still things that we're adding. So we are rocking, and we want to show the community that this is the trusted one-stop shop. I'll let Tyler kind of tell you how he loves to do this stuff and kind of get his perspective.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. So Schmidt's Automotive is, again, the one thing we pride on is 5-star service. Whenever you're giving a service to a customer, you should always give the best service you can. And we pride on that, just integrity. So when you come in here, you don't have to worry about asking that question, can I get my car washed too? Because guess what? You can. We do all that in the one building. You're not taking it to multiple places, taking multiple days off of work to get your car to a shop and from a shop. We have a drop box. You get it here, you get it done, you pick it up, and you have your car back to you. So the little bit about Schmidt's Automotive is, you know, we do brake, suspension, drivetrain, tires, fluids, engine repairs. We do lift kits, custom suspension, diagnostics, maintenance, oil change. We do it all.
Do you get a lot of lift kit requests in Clinton County?
That's very recent, but we've had some inquiries about it, and we're going about it. We just got to get it to the community that, like, hey, we do that here, especially in Wilmington. And guys in their trucks, man.
Yeah, we'll definitely do any lift kits, 4x4s, any of them. Airlift, we just became one of the authorized installer and dealers.
Yep.
The only one in Clinton County, and I believe Highland County don't even have an authorized dealer. So when I seen that, I knew that that was something that we needed in our community because obviously big trucks is not a scarce thing around here. We're farmers by trade, and we have to have heavy equipment moved around on a daily basis. So in the end of the day, what can we do to safely get that from point A to B? We can add airlift to the back of these vehicles and be able to carry a heavier load and a safer distance without a swing.
What is airlift exactly?
So Airlift is a company that's been around for quite a while. Longer than I have been alive, they provide support to the rear suspension or the front. They even do performance suspension too. They just got into that in the last few years and they've been striving with that. But what they do is they can add load capacity to your vehicle. So like say if your vehicle is a 1-ton vehicle and you want to get up to carrying an extra 5,000 pounds, well, Airlift provides, them airbags that you can do that. We can install that on your vehicle and you can actually carry a heavier load without having that squat or that sway in the rear of the vehicle.
How do you guys differentiate yourself from other mechanics in town?
We don't want to look at it as far as like, well, these guys aren't any good and we're the best. Like, we don't look at it like that. Yeah. So our perspective with it is we know that the mechanic industry is kind of a scared thing. Like a lot of people are kind of timid about where to go, who to trust. It's kind of all over the place with it. So we don't want to look at it like we're better than them, or we look at any competitors, if you will say, like that. It's more of a thing where we wanted to start an automotive shop where trust is number one. You have nothing to worry about. You know that you can go to someone who's committed, someone who's experienced, go and get 5-star, and seriously, 5-star top of the line service and trustworthiness. And I've always looked at business this way. I don't have any competitors. I really don't have any competitors with Smitty's. I know that like realistically we do have competitors in the mechanic side. The thing is though, there's plenty of cars on the road for all of us. There is. We don't have to look at it like we have to take down other shops or anything like that. We just want to be able to give you trustworthy automotive service, true, transparent, appropriate, affordable pricing, and show you what we are about. We're a family here, and we want to let everyone know that who walks in the door, you're family to us too.
To add to that, just recently, if anybody's been paying attention to the news, the average car went from being 9 years in a family to now being 12.6 years. So cars need to last longer. Not only are we just buying a car and then buying another one at 5 years, once it gets to 100,000 miles, we're actually taking up to 200,000 to 300,000 miles. So we need a trustworthy shop to take that to. Longevity.
So, Tia, you want to ask a question?
Yes, I heard that you guys pride yourself on 5-star reviews. You have entirely 5-star reviews.
Yeah, I really appreciate that too. That is like our number one thing here. Honestly, it's what keeps us going, and that's what we desire. We have on all of our platforms and Facebook and Google and Instagram for both businesses are 100% 5-star ratings. So we don't even have a single 4-star, 3-star, anything. And that is everything to us. That is really what drives us to continue going. And a lot of people may think that it's unrealistic to have 100% 5-star rating. And I've been told that forever. And like, Jake, prepare yourself. You're going to get a bad review. Listen, I don't believe in that. I know that if there's anybody that is dissatisfied for any whatever reason, I always make sure every single customer knows, you call me, we'll make it right. And, we've had a couple instances, and it mainly comes from just miscommunication more than anything else. It's not about like our quality or anything, but we have had a couple cases where it's just everything was a little bit misunderstood between the customer and like the ad or whatnot. What we want is we want 5-star service. We want a 5-star experience for you. So you walk in these doors for whatever reason. If you don't feel that way, you let me know and we're going to make it right. I've only had a few cases in 5 years of doing this business where I've even had something even semi-relative to that, and it was just a misunderstanding. So that's it, man. I want to give you a 5-star experience, and I will do whatever it takes to make sure that you have that, guaranteed.
Thing is about the 5 stars, because I know this could be misinterpreted, we never ask our customers to place a 5-star. We just ask them to do a review. We just want to know how we're doing, and they do their own review. So
it's true.
Saying that the 5 stars there, it's not that we said, hey, place a 5-star review on there. It's 5 stars. We let
Don't get your car back.
Exactly. Your car. Yeah. Till I see that.
You want your keys.
It's true. It is true. And we can fully say that on the podcast. Yeah. Any of our customers know that we don't hound them about any of that. We want a true review. We want to make sure. But I do let my customers know that if there's ever a situation where whatever it may be, let me know. Every time I send out a car, like, hey, if you get home and there's, for whatever reason, you find any dissatisfaction in anything, give me a call. Every customer has my direct cell. So I have a business cell phone. I do have a personal cell, but I have a business cell phone. They're both on my same phone. And every single one of my customers has that direct cell. And every single one of my customers know that they are welcome to text or call me at any time. I even let them know if you want to call me 3 a.m., you can. I don't promise that I'm going to answer. You do have permission to reach out to me at any time, and that's my direct cell. So it's not like you have to call the shop and go through a voicemail and then wait for whatever. you contact me directly, and we want to keep your business and we want to have you as a customer for life.
That's awesome. And you guys are adding a new service with window tinting.
We're doing window tinting. That's the excited day. Yeah, so we are going to be getting into window tint. It's coming soon. If anyone's listening to this podcast, I mean, people, that is crazy here. I get call after call. I mean, 5, 6, 7 calls a day on window tint. And I have been originally sending people to some other people that I know that do great window tint, but they're like out of Columbus. So other than that, I just got a list of people that are just kind of waiting to get the window tint. But yes, we are getting into that. We're flying out to Miami here in a couple weeks just to get this window tint thing finalized. And then we'll be adding it soon. So I can't put an exact date to it right now, but it is coming soon, I promise. And that's really going to change this business because everybody in the world wants window tint, especially here.
What's the appeal of window tinting?
I don't really know. I would like my windows to be tinted. I think that'd be kind of cool, and a little bit of a darker tint. It makes the car look aesthetically pleasing. There's more benefits to that, especially there's different versions of window tint that you can get. And when we offer that, we'll be able to explain that too. But there's like ceramic window tint for like heat resistance. Yeah, that's huge, especially with the weather we've been having lately. It's been freaking hot. I'm sure it'll help with the,
protection.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll help with your ACs and that kind of thing from not blowing it up out of proportion. But there's that. But I think the main reason people love window tint is just the aesthetics. I would say, it's all personal. We might get an older generation in here that's like, it's hot in my car. Yeah. What do I do? Like, that will be able to help. Regardless how I personally feel about window tint, I like it. I think it's cool, but the facts speak for themselves. And we have, oh man, it is big, and we're coming in soon. So don't worry, we're offering it, and we're going to blow it up, and we're going to take care of everyone that needs it.
Nice. And before we get into the philosophical ending questions here, can you just recap your services one more time?
Yeah, for sure. So again, this is all in one building. So we're an all in one, and they're two separate entities of the business. So we have Smitty's Detail Shop. We have Schmidt's Automotive. And with Smitty's Detail Shop, we really pride ourselves with ceramic coating and paint correction, these very advanced services. Ceramic coating, just to give you a quick explanation on what that is, it's getting very, very popular now. I do want to say this with specifically ceramic coating. You're seeing that word everywhere now. You're seeing it at Mike's Car Wash. You're seeing it at AutoZone. This is not ceramic coating. Also, be very, very aware at dealerships saying they sell ceramic coating. Most of the time, it is not true ceramic coating. You have to be careful about this. Real ceramic coating almost comes in a little steroid bottle, and you have to go to professional installers that know what they're doing. We are G-Technic accredited, the best ceramic coating that you can get in the world. We have different versions of it. It's basically a sheet of glass that goes over the exterior of your vehicle, and that is now your protection. So you got your base, your primer, your paint, your clear coat normally, and a lot of people will throw a wax on that and buff it on and buff it off. It lasts 2 to 3 months. Ceramic coating is your new protection. No need to wax it anymore. No need to apply sealants anymore. It helps resist from scratches and swirls and marring. It's heat resistant. It stays cleaner longer. The aesthetic appeal will stay consistent throughout the year term of the coating. And the number one thing that I love to say is it increases the resale value. And as of 5 or 6 days ago, G-Technic is officially partnered up with Carfax, so we can actually register that your car has been authentically applied by us through a G-Technic accredited installer. So now it is going to go on your Carfax, and that'll increase the value of your car. Anyone that looks, it'll say it is a ceramic coated vehicle, and it is approved by that. And normally a ceramic coating increases your car's value by sometimes even $2,000 to $3,000. And, when you come through us, and an average coating, just to be completely bold, I don't need to sell you. If you want it, you want it. Average coating is about $1,500. It could be as low as $700. It could be as much as $3,000, just depending on the options you want. But if you spend an average of $1,500, you don't have to wax it anymore or spend $200 on a wax job 4 times a year. You spend $1,500, you get the coating on there once, and then when you go to sell, you're literally going to get that money back as long as your car's not been in an accident or whatnot. It is insured as well, so if you ever get in a car accident and your car's ceramic coated, we have the documentation to say that this needs to be reapplied. So it's a one-time cost, and I'm telling everybody right now, this isn't me selling anybody on anything. Ceramic coating your vehicle is one of the best investments and one of the best decisions you can make for your car, absolutely, hands down.
So is it a one-time thing?
It is a one-time thing. Now, there is one other part to this, and that is ceramic maintenance, which normally my customers are coming between 1 or twice a year. And all this is we're bringing in the car, we're giving it a full wash and decontamination, and then we're applying a ceramic maintenance on there, which is basically a spray wax. Now, this stuff is kind of a spray wax, where we just wash it, decontaminate it, we spray it on, and then we wipe it off. And all this is just a healthy the bath, if you will, for the ceramic coating. This stuff is specifically made to bond to your coating and extend the longevity of it. You don't need to come 4 times a year. It's about once a year, twice a year, if that. You can come more often if you like, but it's not necessary. And with this, when you get your car ceramic coated through Smitty's Detail Shop, we charge 50% off per ceramic maintenance as an additional benefit to get your coating through us. And that is on average about $100. So, I mean, you're talking your upfront cost. Yeah, you come in, and I mean, even a car wash from us in comparison to the cost, you throw $100 down, and once or twice a year, give it a full cleaning. It's ready to go, and your ceramic is staying healthy.
So does ceramic help every day, like mix and stuff on your car?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I do want to say this is when you're doing research on ceramic coating, there's going to be a lot of people that are upselling it, and there's going to be a lot of people that are kind of downsizing it. You're going to get a little bit of mixed information. Let me just set the story straight here. Ceramic coating, if you hit it with a hammer, it's still going to dent. Okay. But what we're just adding an additional layer, like an additional glass layer over the exterior of the car. So anything that touches your car is going to touch that ceramic. It is extremely, extremely strong. So it's very, very hydrophobic. So, and you'll notice that like if it's raining and your vehicle is ceramic coated, it literally looks dry when you're driving it. It is so cool. So it's very hydrophobic, but it's freaking strong. That coating's not going anywhere. It is so strong that it helps resist from the scratches or even paint fading, some damage or bird droppings. Like it will help from all of that and help resist from that. So you do need to take care of it. You don't want to just get it coated and like free for all, I'll go mudding now. Like you do want to take care of your coating if you want to really make it look as beautiful as it looks leaving the shop in 5 years from then. But again, it is going to help with all of that and increase your vehicle's cost. So
does it matter the finish of the car?
It does not. Now, the only thing that does matter is we are on a quote basis on ceramic coating because every vehicle is different. We have smaller vehicle, we have larger vehicles, and the color does matter. Because here's the reason why we do things right is when we apply this coating, we don't bring it in, we wash it, and then we don't just apply a coating. It's not that easy. 80% of what you're paying for is actually the full paint correction process that goes involved into the car, which is every single inch of your paint, if it's scratched or marred or spider webbing, and most cars are, when you look at them in the sun, you will see it. We are going to take all of that out. We're going to cut new layers into that clear coat, very micro layers by our paint correction process, and we're going to bring the purity back in that paint. When you look at that paint, it looks freaking fantastic, like a mirror. Once that's done, then we throw the ceramic coating on top of that. That way your car stays looking this way. This is about a week process on average. So, I mean, if you go somewhere and they say no one does ceramic coating around here, like anywhere near here. So, I mean, you're kind of safe with that. If you do ever hear somebody say that they're going to be applying a ceramic coating, they're going to have it done in 24 hours, run. That is not the case. If you want it done right and you want it done correctly, this is the place you come.
Sounds like Mike's car wash doesn't do it in like 24 seconds.
Dude, you go to Mike's car. Yeah, exactly. You don't go to Mike's car wash. Yeah, last thing I'll add, I know I talk a lot, but the last thing I'll add is ceramic coating is so strong that the only way that is coming off, you have to wet sand it. So you literally have to sand your car to get our coatings off of your car. That's how strong it is.
I was going to ask if I was to do it to my vehicle, should I like paint it first? But something that's just part of the process. So I can touch it up and coat it.
Yeah. So we touch it up. I mean, some cars come with some rock chips. Like if you bring a brand new vehicle, you're going to be paying a little bit less. That's what I was trying to answer earlier is, based on the size, vehicle, and the paint color is going to depend on how much paint correction it's going to need, which really determines the price. But yeah, like paint nicks or like rock chips, what we'll do is we'll get touch up paint for that. And then we'll apply that. We'll do a little wet sanding process involved in that, plus the paint correction. And then we're able to kind of bring that paint back without you having to go to pay $2,000 or $3,000. You can pay us like it doesn't even add any money at all, and we literally do it for free if you get the coating. So all of that is included. Absolutely.
Nice. What keeps you passionate about your businesses?
Point blank period, I love business. I'm just a business guy. The mentality that I have, it's just what I enjoy and it's what I'm passionate about, just business period. But it's the people. I love my customers. I feel like family. I mean, people walk in the door and I'm building new relationships and I love this community. I love my customer and I love my customer base. I love the people that I work with. Bringing Tyler on, I'm telling you, has been one of the best decisions I ever made. He's so hardworking. He kills it. He comes in with a great attitude. And I tell you guys, it's really hard to find people like that. I've probably been through 30 or 40, maybe even 40 or 50 people in the past 5 years, because I was averaging about 10 people a year going through. And it's really hard to find people that are just as passionate about you, what you are. And we got to have that mentality here. If we can't share that together, We can't do it. This can't work. We're very clean. We're very organized. We're very hardworking. And we're here because we're passionate about taking care of you. And that's what we want to do. And that's what we share. And we share those values. So that's it, man. It's the people. I love the expression of our customers when they pick up their car. They come to pick it up and they see it and it looks like they've never seen it before. That's such a warming feeling. And we all here at the shop, we share that same excitement. And because of that, that's why we're so passionate about exceeding perfection with everything that we service.
Nice. What's a quote or piece of wisdom that you like to share with other people?
There's a couple, but the main one, and this one really strikes at me. It's the ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. The reason I love this so much is because I've always been very, very similar to Steve Jobs and his mentality. I know everything front and back about Steve Jobs. He's one of my favorite guys. And that quote means so much because it's so true. It's the truth. The people that are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones that do. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So there's that. And then there's just a simple one. Don't wish for it, work for it. You can't expect this stuff to be handed to you. And you have to stay consistent. You have to stay passionate. And you have to keep going. Giving up is not an option. Period.
That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
That's awesome. So what does real change look like to you?
You know what? And I haven't said this in a really long time, but I really do believe this is treat everyone how you want to be treated. I really do believe that. And I think that if the world did more of that, this will be a lot better place than what it is now. We got to come together as a family. Like the world has to come together as a family. I'm a Christian. I believe in those beliefs. That's how we operate this business. That's what we believe in. And some people may agree and some people may disagree, and that's okay. But we need to stop fighting. We used to be able to agree to disagree with each other. What happened to that? I don't know what is going on, but we need more of what we had. And we can start by just being nicer to each other and treating everyone how you would like to be treated.
I agree with Jake on that. He hit that to the point. The only way we're going to be able to get out of this is to act like family and be like family and take the morals that used to be there. Jake, you just hit that right on the nail on the head there.
Do you have any ideas for how to help that?
It's a perspective change. And it's the same way in relationships too. I mean, you have to change perspective in just one's relationship. So like with your partner or whatnot. And, even in my current relationship that we've been together for over a couple of years, like we are constantly evolving and we're constantly growing with each other. And it really comes from perspective changes. And it's just like you view things this way. And we need to agree to view things this way. It's perspective changes. And if we can have more open-minded people and open-minded individuals and an open-minded world to agreeing on a perspective that just makes sense, this would work. I mean, this would work. So people just got to take a step back, become open-minded, and understand that like this world is not going to grow together if we can't agree on simple things like just being nice or not being disrespectful or just loving, just love. And that's where, our Christian values come into play. And I don't care what anybody thinks. If anyone disagrees with that, that's fine. And I love all of our customers and I love all of our family, but we have Christian values here. And that's how we're going to continue this place. It's a family. And I wish this world acted more family-like with each other.
All right. So if people want to get in touch with you for their automobiles or just to chat, how do they do that?
Yeah, for sure. So this whole business, Smitty's Detail Shop and Schmidt's Automotive, you can contact us directly. My general manager, Tyler, for Schmidt's Automotive, his direct cell is 937-728-0123. So it's very easy to remember, 937-728-0123. And then for Smitty's Detail Shop, for all your detailing needs, that is 513-800-6417. Again, 513-800-6417. I feel like I'm leaving a voicemail. I really do. And then that reaches me directly. So if you need anything for Smitty's or Schmidt's, you're welcome to contact me or Tyler. We work together. We are available 24/7, so you're welcome to text or call us at any time. We're going to be here for you. And if we can't answer, we promise to get back to you.
And your physical location is on Main Streets.
It's easy to remember. We're right in front of the Ford dealership. It's Bosom Ford now, but our address is 1187 West Main Street. We are located on the left side of the building. We have two big signs out front. You'll be able to see those and exactly where to go. Open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. There might be some circumstances where we have to close early, but we make that very, very well known. And if you show up and, if that were to happen, which is very rare, if it were to, our number is on the door and you're welcome to call or text us anytime. We are always available for our hours.
Nice. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.
Well, that's it for our podcast today, folks. Hope you enjoyed our interview with Jacob and Tyler with Smitty's Detail Shop and Schmidt's Automotive. If you have more questions for them, feel free to reach out directly or stop by their shop. If they'll talk to us two dorks, they will certainly talk to you as well, because after all, we are a community of empowered individuals. So if people want to get in touch with Real Change Wilmington, how would they do that?
You can contact us on our website at realchangewilmington.com, visit our Facebook and Instagram pages, or grab a free copy of our local newspaper at Kroger, Sam's Meats, and Fiesta Veracruz. We also currently send our newspaper direct mail to over 2,500 Wilmington residents, so if you want to help us cover our printing costs and advertise your local business, event, or job posting, please email us at advertise@realchangewilmington.com.
Very cool. With that, I'm your host, Dustin Pierce.
And I'm your co-host, Tia Harris.
Keep it real, Wilmington.